I just started my paper making and bookbinding journey, and I want to take you along with me in this journey. So what you see here, this is one of the books that I bound. My main focus is to use existing materials I already have, like junk paper, recycled paper, cardboard boxes, those kind of things that I can turn into this beautiful paper and bind them to make a journal or notebooks, whatever I want to make. The goal is to keep with minimal as much as possible. You can see there are different colors here because the white grayish one is made from recycled, magazine papers, paper sheets. And the brown ones are made from mostly cardboard box and tubes. So that's the differences between two colors and two types of paper. And it's really fulfilling to use my own paper I made to bind books that I can actually use. I started paper making and bookbinding out of the boredom and the drain of working on computer way too many hours per day. Most times it's for work, and sometimes it's distraction, social media, Netflix, and all that. And when combine that with all the bad news, sad news about disasters, natural disasters, man-made disasters, or how worse those are with the effect of climate change, it's just really, it is sad and it is hopeless to me. Especially for me, I'm a person who is environmentally conscious. I practice low-waste living daily, and hearing those news combined with the draining of working on computer way too long, it's so much, it's too much. It made me want to escape and do something that is more hands-on and more physical, things that I can actually make with my two hands and with little use of technology as much as possible. So that's why I turned to do some homemade projects, starting with all this. And I feel like I want to do more of it. I want to shift my focus to all these paper crafts and see where it leads me, because this is really artistic. A lot of it is inspiration driven type projects. I also have another work, which is website development with a focus on WordPress. And I slowly realized that I only enjoy the part of building and designing websites, but not the part that I have to explain or educate people about the technical side of websites because my programming fundamentals are not that strong. Then it becomes a lot of pressure to trying to understand every single part of how the website works and why this website turned out this way, why another turns out a different way. Just bits and pieces that I do not enjoy digging into or relearn or explain or making content about it. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna limit my website work to be just, building websites through referrals only, or whoever DM me and ask if I can make website for them, then yes, I would just receive work through that route instead of actively promoting my services through social media. Okay, hi. I gotta jump in real quick because I realized that I haven't given an introduction in my channel for a long time. Things have changed quite a bit, so here I am. I am Gift. I was born and raised in Thailand, and now I have settled here in Washington, USA, since 2018. I am a WordPress developer. I adopt sustainable web design to build websites and provide web support for small businesses and nonprofits. And now I am transitioning to papermaking and bookbinding. So there you have it. Now you know about me in a nutshell. Let's get back to the video. Now let me show you a little bit of my bookbinding tools. I made a short video about tools that I use to make paper, and I suggest you go watch that video if you want to see, all those tools. For now, I'll just show you bookbinding tools. I keep all of them in this sneaker box. What I have here, these are some brushes to brush glue on the books. Paper cutter. This is linen wax thread. I might try sourcing other types of thread as well, like embroidery thread type, because this is quite rigid. Embroidery thread might be more gentle with my handmade paper. A cradle, a punch tool, and in this box, I collect all the needles in here, different types of bookbinding needles, some parts for the glue, and also this needle, owl. I think that's what they call it, owl. I used to punch holes on signatures. Another set of threads. These are a little bit bigger than the size that I just showed you. Bone folder. I also bought a few books about bookbinding and paper making, and all these books, they are secondhand. This one is modern paper making. This is the different types of bookbinding projects. This is the basics of bookbinding. Different types of paper crafts. So if you ask me what's my goal in this bookbinding and paper making craft, I would say monetizing. I want to turn this into a business. And meanwhile, I want to have fun. So here's how I plan to learn about bookbinding and different type of stitches and paper making. Starting with the bookbinding for now. I will use some of my handmade paper. Yeah, let's use the brown one, why not? So I will make a challenge. I'll write down all of the stitches that I want to practice. I'll cut them to small pieces and then I'll draw them. Keep them in a box. And after that, I'll have my husband draw them. And whatever he draws, I'll just go with that stitch. I'll just practice that stitch. So this is one way to keep having fun with my new hobby and at the same time motivated me to keep going. So let's make one thing together today. So I'm going to be making a habit tracker notepad. So yeah, this is how it looks like. Whenever you use it, you just take one pad and you rip it off and it'll be fine because the top one is glue, so you're not gonna damage anything else. For every habit that I track, I will need 4 sheets of paper to make for 12 months. This type of cutter works best with this homemade paper because it doesn't rip the texture of the paper, same as this cutter right here. Because using this one, it creates a lot of friction between the cutter and the paper. And now I gotta cut it into 3 sections. Okay, now I already cut the paper sheets into 12 pieces. That's for all 12 months. Next is stamping. Okay, now that I got all the sheets stamped, next I will have to glue them. right now I already made the base for my habit tracker, this one here. So, oh yeah, just like that. Put that in, and that's it. All right, that's it for today, guys. I hope that you join me in this journey, and if you feel stressed from computer work and would like to find a way to escape, at least for a little while, then join me. Try paper making and bookbinding. I'll bring in more bookbinding and paper making challenges. Stay tuned for the next one. Bye.